To a Chandler's channel. I'm Tracy with your intuitive weekly vlog, and this week we're doing it on the spring 2014. So we're going to forecast your spring months. So right from March 20th, which is today. Happy spring. So happy that it has arrived. It's been a long, arduous winter, has it not? For those of you in the southern hemisphere, perhaps you're listening to this, well, for you, it is the arrival of the fall equinox. So happy fall for you. And equinox is an equinox is an equinox. The energies, although it's new seasons coming in, the energies are cleansing, purging energies. So it applies no matter what side of the hemisphere you're on. So this is for the spring, and so it'll take us from March 20th to June 21st, 2014. And so we're just going to see what Whitehawk has to say regarding, insights, guidance, support for these upcoming 3 months. And perhaps he'll teach us about the cycles of the seasons, because we've been learning a lot about that. And we learned, how to skate in the season you're meant to skate. So we've just come out of that season here in the northern hemisphere. It was winter. So now, well, what would you do in the spring? So what I could come up with as a metaphor was gardening. I guess you would garden or you could bike. So you're going to want to garden in that season because you're really not going to be able to skate as much in this season. Oh, you'd probably still be able to skate if you have indoor rinks, but there won't be as much available to you in the off season. So when we look at gardening and the spring, perhaps we're cleaning, spring cleaning, right? We're cleaning out our beds from last fall and the whole summer season as well. We're cleaning out our beds, preparing them for blossoming, right? Which comes late spring and the summer. And so that's what we're learning about the seasons. Not only is spring a time of cleaning, but it is also a time of budding, right? We come out of dormancy, so the grass was brown, it is now turning green. The trees start to bud again, and then their leaves will come forth. I have a beautiful apple blossom tree, and it's just absolutely spectacular in June with its blossom. I wish it lasted a lot longer, but it doesn't. So it's time of budding. It will bud, and then it will blossom. And so that's what we're looking at in regards to those, in regards to this season. And when I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of cleaning. Take your time. And when I say take your time, it's more about do a little bit at a time. Because in life, when we clean our house, we're also cleaning this house. So our house is symbolic for this house. So whatever you clean and purge in the spring, will also reflect within your body. So you might end up with something like flu symptoms because the toxins are coming out of you. Or, you're purging, and in your relationship, you're going to purge in your relationship. You're going to get things off your chest, right? That are going to enable you to move forward, regardless of how you are moving forward. Whether you're going to stay in the relationship and you resolved issues, or that you've decided to move forward from that relationship. And that relationship can be anything from romance to business, right? So that's why I say be very careful when you start purging and cleaning, because we can go on these crazy clean freak things, right? And we don't realize, holy smack, we're down 3 days later, because that's going to naturally come out in our system, because what's going on in our house is reflected in our body, and vice versa. What's going on in our body can be reflected in our home, in our house, in our business, in our life. That is another way of being intuitive when we take a look at a person's home. So that's my saying for the spring. We're going to go and get Whitehawk and see what he has said. So if you liked what I said, give me a thumbs up. Feedback's always welcome, always. And I like to know that you're there, right? It's more than just views. I need you. Help me, help you. Okay, so spring is also a lightning of energy, if you notice, because the winter can be sort of dark and heavy energies, and we're hibernating. So now spring, we're coming out of dormancy, and it's also a very busy time, right? Because like I said, we're busy beavers, we're cleaning, so take it slow. Okay, so let's go get Whitehawk, and let's see what he has to say for the spring 2014 forecast. Indeed. Spring, spring, spring. Busy, 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 he says. And I see people like, you know, with their broom going back and forth, cleaning up all the dust and the dirt from that which winter has brought. And he says, yes, people get so busy as beavers. Beavers, he says, are busy bees in the spring that they forget to monitor their energy. And much like in the same way as you have described, Tracy, in cleaning your house, people don't realize when you go, 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 you too are emptying your energy reserves. So in emptying the energy reserves, we need to refuel them, restock them, if I may. And so the only way we can refuel and restock is in that lessening. In other words, we need to do less, not more, if we don't want to burn out. And this would be a very big season to burn out, he says. And so you are all shaking your head and putting your hands up to ask me questions. And you're saying, well, how is that so? How else are we to enjoy our summer season if we are not to do all that we need to do now? And he says, do you need to do it all? Does it all need to be done? And we're like, what? I don't know. What do you mean, does it all? Of course it all needs to be done. We've never had anyone say you don't need to do it all. And he goes, well, allow me to be the first then, my friends, to teach you, to show you that, one, you can't do it all, and two, you don't need to do it all. Life is a time of enjoyment as well. So moderation in monitoring our busyness, he says, to a level of moderation, to a level that is comfortable, that will allow our gas tank, our reserve tank, to stay fueled. Do you understand? Some people shake their head and other people aren't buying it, like this is crap, you know, and they're like leaving. And he says that is okay. They are allowed to live their life as they so choose. I am simply giving suggestions and expressing to these folks, to these people, the cycles of life and how to maintain our energy. For indeed, we live in a world that's in a crisis of depletion of energy, because nobody knows how to moderate and maintain their energy reserves. We have created a society of go, 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 where the person who can go, go, go and be the busiest is the greatest, when indeed that is not so. For there are more who cannot keep up with that than there are who can. And so what you have created in this society is an imbalance. And a lot of us have just gone, like, had a huge aha moment, like, oh my God, you just hit the head on the nail, that we have created an imbalance. And they're thinking like depression and anxiety and all the other problems with illness and disease that we have in the world. And he shakes his head and he says, ancient Chinese secret, huh? So my children, do not deplete your energy reserves. From this moment on, this is your time to move forward in moderation, to moderate your energy reserves, to not have to do it all. Indeed, take some time to play away, but also take some time to come back and to rest and to respite. But also not to rest and respite, but indeed we do need to take responsibility of stuff. But there needs to be a balance. And you do not need to do it all, my children. Oh yes, I see many of you, he says, scurrying off to the salon, scurrying off to the arena, scurrying off to the gym, the tanning salon, here, there, everywhere, to be, when indeed you are not. And you feel less than not. So take it back. Moderate. And in doing so, you will be more than you have ever been, my children. Ever. And so, your spring 2014 forecast is moderation, my children. Moderation. And if you can achieve moderation, I promise you, you will achieve happiness. God bless, my children. I know you can do it and achieve it, and achieve it. God bless. Regardless of everyone else moving forward past you, racing past you to the salon, he says, to the gym, to a marathon, and he's just going on and on, here, there, everywhere. They're so busy. Oh my God, they must be so great. He says, stand your ground. Stand there while they are all busy bees moving around you. He says, maintain your groundedness, and you will notice the difference in your energy in a week, in a day, very soon. In this, we pray. God bless, he says. Thank you, Whitehawk. Well, as always, I never know if it's going to be a forecast of what may come, or if it's going to be a teaching, or if it's going to be a healing. And I think, if you've been watching us for a while, you'll realize that Whitehawk is a teaching and healing guide. And he teaches us a lot about energies and cycles. And in this case, he's teaching us, and he has taught me this. It is a way in which I have learned to manage my world in this world. About energy, that you can't do it all, and in not doing it all, less equals more, and you are happier, and you're more stable and grounded. So that is the spring 2014 forecast. May you achieve peace in the spring and your new budding. God bless. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you go above me here, there's a little bird. Excuse me. But if you go below, also in the description box, there are links to my Facebook and my Twitter, and if you want a personal reading, also my website. So God bless. Move forward in moderation, and we'll see you on Sunday for our intuitive reading. I'm Tracy, for a channeler.